Tampa's Jenkins, who just got Winston last year, but before that he had garbage. Everybody else has had quarterback issues, scheme issues, possibly coaching issues, and they're talking about it's a make or break year for them. Absolutely no perspective. But you have nothing to say. I mean, if you want to talk about make or break years, you got to talk about something that's really relevant. I mean, how long has Andrew Luck been playing? Andrew Luck's been in the league 4 years. I'd say it's make or break for Andrew Luck. He needs to stay healthy. He needs to stop throwing interceptions. He needs to be the Jesus and cleats that they told us he was going to be the entire time he's coming into the league. Sam Bradford has been in the league 5 years. He's been hurt a lot. Jadeveon Clowney, he's hurt all the time. I mean, if he doesn't stay on the field, they got to get rid of him. Why the fuck does Sam Bradford still have a job? He's always hurt. When he's not hurt, he's average to terrible. His best is being average, and then he's average to below average when he's not hurt. Why is nobody saying injury-prone Sam needs to be cut and gone? Jadeveon Clowney's going to his 3rd year, and they need to think about getting rid of his ass if he ain't productive when he's been hurt and he's playing out of position. 5 years for Sam Bradford, no problem with him. Osweiler, he just got a franchise contract, being in the league 4 years, played 7 games. Nobody's saying shit. And the only thing they are saying is, God, the Texans are going to be tough next year. Based on what? The 7 games he's played? I think it's make or break for Osweiler. He hasn't shown me shit. He has to come out and play. It's make or break for him. What has he done? Played average in 7 games? Nick Foles has been in the league 4 years. Make or break time for Nick Foles, right? Seems to make sense to me. These people are way more credible. They've had more time in the league. They're actually getting the ball in their hand, able to process information. You can see their play. Their play isn't dependent. It's dependent on the offense working and people getting open and whatnot, but you can actually see, you can look and see when somebody doesn't have parts around them, like a Kaepernick. You know, you can see when they don't have parts around them, when they're running for their life, when the receivers aren't good, when the scheme's not good. That isn't necessarily these guys' problem. And they've had more years to work it out. They've all had 1 more year than everybody that's saying needs to get it done and be gone. All of them have been in the league 4 years, 1 for 5. Ryan Tannehill, who has a big contract. Isn't it put up a shutout time for him? He's been so shaky, showed flashes. Think he caught a little injury as well. Isn't it put up a shutout time for him? These would be much more relevant people to be in this article and being told they need to put up a shut up or do something to get out the league. It makes much more sense, in this regard, to me. Those guys would be much more relevant in this particular story. I would think anyway. All right, let me read a little chat on this particular topic, man, before we transition to the next subject. And, man, if you can, go ahead and get in your mind the advice you got from your pop or your father figure and start throwing it up in here for me, man, and we'll get into some of those in the last segment. All right, let's do this. Let's see. Okay, from my man Gary G. Money Joyner. We are busy working on this drywall since Babe decided to destroy the black splash behind the stove. You gonna call out on there, Gary? Yeah, drywall. I hear you, man. Oh yeah. That second potato salad drop, the dream sequence, also written by QT and performed by Miss Spicy Conversations. But that was also written by QT. She wrote that one as well. Grego in here trolling. Sluggo said, I know ninjas overseas think we're crazy as shit. I wouldn't doubt it. You're probably right, sir. From K3G. Ninja, yo. I watched the 4-letter network last night. In quotation marks. First time in almost 2 years. And 1 minute and 20 seconds in, I remember... I know the feeling, K3G. I know the feeling. All right, let me start this over. Ninja, yo, I watched the 4-letter network last night. First time in almost 2 years. And 1 minute and 20 seconds into it, I remembered exactly why I stopped watching that shit. They were trying to use analytics to say that Kevin Love was a key factor in them winning the chip? What the Excuse me, K3G. This is for the 4-letter network. How dare you? Shit. With love in the Cavs, with love in, the Cavs were plus 19. With love in the game. Ninja, I know I didn't have to finish that shit. So how are we feeling about analytics? Analytics is a measure of numbers, not of a man. And the only one to know what a man's heart and soul is. A lot of emojis. God, have mercy. Esther Anderson, Sanford and Son. Yes, sir. All right, K3G, I hear you, man. And yeah, man, I do that every now and again. I'll be at a friend's house, and they'll have on the 4-letter network. And like you said, a good minute or two into it, you're like, yeah, this is why I don't watch this shit. That's exactly what I say. That's exactly how I say it, too. That's why I was laughing. That's exactly how I say it. And that's what I was talking about, K3G, earlier with all these analytics and all these made-up words and phrases they have to do to justify their point of view. That's when you know it's bullshit. That's when you know it's bullshit. When they got to put in all this extra stuff to justify what they're saying, that's when you know it's BS. That's when you know it's BS. Yeah, I don't use that phrase, man. I don't use that phrase. Grego and Gary put that on here. I don't use that phrase. I don't get that y'all use it. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me. I'm not going to use that phrase. Grego said, I want Clowney to be great. I think he'll be fine when he get a chance to play. Not to mention, if the Texans cut Clowney, you know who's going to pick him up? The damn Cheatress, and they're going to put him where he's supposed to be, and they're going to tear the league up. I ain't having that. Man, they just need to put him in. Man, it makes no sense to me. But for that, and I don't even know if that's true, but the fact that somebody would reach for Jadeveon Clowney in that situation, when the first season he didn't get to play but 4 games. And I remember watching him have a couple of games, as a matter of fact. Yeah, I do. So there's no perspective, man. No perspective, man. From Grego. I'm sure some of that is on J.J. Watt not wanting him to line up on the other side. Let him go and we will take him. Yeah, Grego, that's what I'm saying. See, I said that before I even got to Grego's chat. That's what I'm saying. The Cheatress will pick up Clowney so quick it's not even funny. But they wouldn't want to pay him, and it's too early in his career. Somebody else would be willing to pay him some money, Grego, so y'all wouldn't be able to get him. Because y'all want him on the cheap. But he hasn't done anything to be having to be picked up on the cheap. Excuse me, on the cheap. From K3G. Get rid of Clowney? Question marks? How that shit... Now that shit is butt tarded. What the fuck? K3G, what the fuck does butt tarded mean? I never heard this shit in my life. What the hell? From Sluggo, the only qualifying excuses for certain guys. Excuse me, they only qualify excuses for certain guys. If Rodgers is having an off year, it's because his receivers aren't working hard. Let's go ahead and drop the damn bomb now. Because that's exactly what they said last year. Enough to get open. It's really comical once you're on to their game. It really is. It really is comical. Because at this point, they don't even give a damn that everybody know. They don't even care. I don't think they care at this point. 334, you know what, 334 Bama Boy? I was going to put him on there, but the reason I didn't is because I was trying to get people who had played for a short time like they were doing. But 334 Bama Boy says make a break for Matt Ryan too. I agree. If you're talking about make a break for those other dudes, how is it not make a break for Matt Ryan? Who's actually had time to put in work. From a man Jungle Brother. Laying on my couch with my hand behind my head, listening to you preach that, Ninja. Tell it. Jesus in the cleats. Jesus in cleats. Yeah. Andrew Luck is Jesus in cleats. You can't give him that much credit, man. If you're going to give him all that credit, he got to show up. And that man makes bad decisions. He throws the ball to the other team a whole lot. Hell yeah, 334. It's going on year. It's going on his 10th year with his noodle arm ass. They're referring to Matt Ryan. And I believe Sluggo and 334 Bama Boy are Falcon fans. So they feel some type of way about that, I'm sure. Damn it, I didn't want to use that stupid ass phrase. I will not do that again. I don't like that dumb ass phrase. That's a dumb phrase, man. That's feminine. I still can't believe they made that song. You didn't mean anything to tattoo, hey. The silent phrases that he was a tattoo, hey. Man, our youth are in bad shape. Jesus. From K3G. Go Ninja. Hell yeah. Just like Ninja said, you got to be able to get the ball to the man. The prototypical quarterback in the NFL gets tunnel vision like a mug because of their lack of mobility. What say you, sir? I agree, K3G. And listen to what he said right there. Because of their lack of mobility, because of their lack of mobility, they get tunnel vision. They get tunnel vision because they want to get rid of that ball before they get their ass clapped. Pause. Didn't mean that the way it sounded. I mean before they take on a hard hit from a defender. Pause. Before they get sacked or hurt, or before they get hurt, or before they get hit and made to turn the ball over. You know what I'm saying? Sluggo, from Sluggo. The only usable advice I got from my... Okay, wait. I wasn't expecting that, Sluggo. You caught me off guard. Okay. Okay. Let me see. Oh, God almighty. Oh, man. Okay. Y'all stupid as hell. Okay, I'm going to come back to that with Sluggo. From Sluggo, exactly, K3. When did being a dual when did being a dual anything become a bad thing? The goal is to move the chain. Simple. I don't get it either, man, but that's one of the games they play. From K3G, Boogie, LOL, that shit sounds familiar. Hand behind the head, laugh my ass off, yo. Y'all crazy. Okay, Sluggo was answering that question. All right, if anybody's still kind of around in the chat, man, before I get into the last subject, any advice you might have gave from your pop or a father figure or somebody that just, hell, it could have just been a friend. I got solid advice from friends, man. Anybody gave you some solid advice that stuck with you and you found it to be useful, toss it in here, man. We'll have a quick little talk about it. And imagine I throw a couple of them out there myself. Something simple. I mean, it could be a driving tip, could be anything. Okay, from a man Sluggo. The only usable advice I got from my sperm donor of mine was actually pretty simple, but it stuck with me. He said that all that glitters isn't gold. I internalized that as don't believe everything I internalized that as don't believe everything you see at first glance. There's a lot of fake out there. There's a lot of fake out here. Yes, that's solid, man. That's solid, Sluggo. And that's what I mean, man. That's what I'm saying. That's the wrong drop. That's what I mean by just some solid advice or something you remembered. Cause little crap like that go a long way, man. Little stuff like that go a long way, man. That's solid advice, you know what I'm saying? And that's all I mean by little jewels being dropped by your elders, you know what I'm saying? They'll drop you with a little jewel. Anybody that's been around long enough, I guess that's something I've noticed growing up, man. One thing I've noticed is that anytime I see a grown person, behaving in a way where you're kind of looking at them like, hey, what the hell are you doing? And then you get a little bit older, you understand, okay, everybody doesn't grow up in a quote-unquote good environment. Everybody grows up differently. To quote the great Andre 3K, sin all depend on what you believing in. Faith is what you make it. That's the hardest shit since MC ran. You really are somewhat a product of your environment. People are somewhat a product, for the most part, people are sum total of their life experiences. You're going to be what you know. You're going to be what you see to a certain extent. So from this observation and whatnot, if you don't see, quote unquote politeness or women being treated a certain way, or if you're desensitized to violence or cursing or watching shows with nude scenes or cursing in them or being around the dope game or something like that, if it's commonplace for you to see somebody bagging up a product, that person is going to have a completely different outlook on life. They're going to be a little different. And their personality and the way they carry themselves is going to turn off certain people who didn't grow up that way. Or is at least going to make them raise an eyebrow like, hey, why are you like this? Or why do you think this way? Or your behavior is a little bit off. What's up with that? So everybody doesn't know what you know. And that's something you'll find out when you grow up. I mean, everybody in here is pretty much grown. I'm sure you know that. But when you're young, that's part of the process of growing up. You learn that everybody doesn't have sense. Everybody can't be trusted. You can't tell everybody everything. You can't hang out with everybody. You can't go over everybody's house. It's just a matter of growing up and seeing how life works. Some people grow up in some wild-ass environments, dude. You wonder why they act the way they do. I mean, you never know somebody's story, man. There's some things I found out after I was grown, and you look back and be like, damn, I didn't know they was going through that. No wonder. Or that's what was going on. Or damn, for real, they parents did that. Damn, I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Or damn, that's why. Oh, you found out some shit later on, and you look back on it, you're like, oh, that makes sense. So when I get older, you try to think to yourself, okay, everything isn't clear and cut. You know, just because somebody's behaving in a certain manner doesn't mean they're a bad person or